Hello and welcome to this video in which I will demonstrate the functionality of the monitoring and reporting features in the BCNET CMDB. So when in this piece of software you'll go to events and you'll see, first of all you'll see an overview of all the current, of the status of all the checks that you've configured. One thing to know is that when designing this part of the software, one of the main requirements was that we use the same plugin mechanism as Nagios uses. So this means that you can use all the existing Nagios check plugins that you already created or downloaded or are using. They should just work out of the box, including the performance data. So when you want to configure a plugin, the first thing you have to do is you have to create a template. And the template really is sort of a summary of all the information required. So for example, if we want to see, let me find a BGP check, for example. So once you have the script, and this is the script, check bgp.pl. This is actually a script located on the file system. And then you can use specific macros to automatically replace required arguments, such as, for example, the host address, the SNMP string for this device, and something which is some additional requirements, such as here, for example, key 1, which refers to the peer address. So let's see how you then configure the actual check. So there's a number of templates. Then you, for example, want to configure a check. So for example, let's configure a check. For example, the BGP peering with Shaw in Vancouver. This is a BGP peering, so let me just edit that. First thing you'll do is you give it a name, then you select which device you want to use. This check should be done on. You can give it a description, an interval. Interval is in minutes, can be anywhere between 1 and whatever many minutes you want. And then, very important, you check the templates. So there's a number of templates. And the templates will make sure that the information you configure in this screen is executed on the correct device, which you do here. Because you already said, okay, you have to execute this on this device, it will automatically use the SNMP string configure that has the fully qualified domain name or IP addresses and things like that. And the neighbor address is here. So now we've configured all this information. We can add it to the database. And now every minute this thing is checked for the BGP status. So you can see here an overview of all the recent events. And in some cases it also has performance data. Such as, for example, here you can see this is a check that monitors the routing engines. There's some performance data, memory usage, things like that. And you can check and uncheck certain things that you are interested in. And the newest BGP check actually also has some of this performance capabilities in there as well. It shows you all the prefixes received and things like that. Okay, so now that we have that, one of the things we want to do is we want to create reports. So the first thing you do is I'm going to show you how we create reports for BGP availability, or what we call transit availability. So here you see the transit availability for Victoria. In Victoria we have one router, and that one router has two separate upstreams, one using Shaw and one using Talus. These are the checks, the BGP checks configured for those sessions. Also note that you can have different report types. Summary report, one up, all up, and one down, all down. And in this case I selected one up, all up, because the two BGP sessions here are each other's backup. If one goes down, it's not the end of the world. We still have the other one. So when creating a availability number for this service, which I've called transit availability in Victoria, if one of these sessions is up, I consider the whole service is up. So when at the end of the month we create reports, let me show you how it looks like. Oh, so this is the development version. I should go to the production version. So we go to reports. It actually keeps in mind that just go here, all reports, and this is the availability report for July. Here you see transit availability in Victoria, but also the other locations. If one of the sessions was down, it didn't declare the whole thing as down. So here you can actually see that there were no outages, but there was actually a little time here that one of the sessions was unknown, couldn't determine it, but because there was a backup, the whole service is still 100% up. Okay, I hope you found this useful. Enjoy.